inflation is coming down in America. We shouldn't take anything for granted. But what is clear is that my economic plan is working, and we're just getting started.
Oh, boy, that was President Biden touting his economic agenda, saying he's just getting started. But a new Fox News poll shows only 19% of Americans rate the economy as excellent or even good. 81% say it's fair to poor. 74% say inflation has caused them economic hardship over the past 6 months. Joining us right now is Pennsylvania Congressman and member of the Small Business Committee, Dan Meuser. Congressman, it's great to see you this morning. Thanks so much for being here. What is going on with Joe Biden that he continues to say the economy is doing so well when we've got 40-year high inflation and economic expectations that we're going to be headed into a recession in a few months?
Yeah, good morning, Maria. Great to see you. Yes, you exclaimed, oh boy, that's worthy of an oh boy. He's completely out of touch, as is his administration. My constituency, Pennsylvania, Americans are experiencing real hardship. They cannot afford to buy groceries. They can barely afford to buy gasoline. These are a result of the Biden administration policies. Clearly, we've been talking about for a long time. We see the assault on domestic energy. We see the excessive spending. We see the increase in the money supply, some of that caused by the Fed. And what makes matters worse, they're going to continue to double down on the spending, as we're seeing with this crazy omnibus bill that they're looking to pass. So they're not looking to reverse course. We now have the majority. We're at least going to be able to stop them from continuing to dig us into a further ditch.
Well, I mean, the Journal this morning is reporting that small business is struggling to pay back pandemic loans due to inflation, supply chain issues in the labor market. These businesses took loans when the economy was booming, but the businesses never returned, quote, to the levels they anticipated when they took out the loans, Congressman. So what are we going to do now that we see small business, the strength of this overall economy, talking about an inability to pay back the loans?
Yeah, well, these are the idle loans primarily you're talking about. They were SBA loans. Billions of dollars went to small businesses. September 30th, they began needing to, forbearance ended, to begin paying them back. And they're struggling. It's the worst possible time for another burden on small business. And that's really where it's hurting, Marie. I talk every day with small businesses, from grocery stores to retailers to manufacturers. And in some cases, consumer demand's been up. They're all noticing the softening of it now. Their sales are up. Their costs are way up. They can't get workers, and wages are up. And meanwhile, wages aren't keeping up with inflation. We really have. I had a small business grocery store tell me this is the perfect storm, and now throw interest rate increases into that. You know, we're going to be rolling into 23. The Biden administration is celebrating. It's unbelievable. There's nobody celebrating in my district.
So, Congressman, can you break some news this morning? Where are we on this framework for spending? Senate lawmakers have reached a deal for the omnibus spending package. GOP leader Kevin McCarthy told Fox News a lame duck budget deal was wrong. I know that you'd rather see a continuing resolution. How does this end?
Well, we'd like to see a continued resolution into January because the Republicans have majority, and we are only 19 days away from that, and we can make this budget less wasteful. Maria, this is actually incredible. They're looking at a $1.7 trillion. And by the way, they even showed us the numbers. They even showed us the top line. We're not going to see that until Sunday night or Monday and be asking us to vote on it on Wednesday. $1.7 trillion. 30% higher than pre-pandemic discretionary spending.
Wow.
10% across the board higher than the unbelievably excessive levels of discretionary spending last year. 10% higher than last year. And get this, to take inflation caused by the Biden administration into consideration, which, by the way, is 7%. So they're just padding in an extra 3% of the taxpayers' money on wasteful programs. It's a problem. We're going to fight against it.
Here's Todd Pyro.
Congressman, I look at our entire show so far and I say the Fed wouldn't have to do what they have to do or what they are doing if Washington, the Democrats in particular, didn't spend like drunken sailors. What's your take?
You're entirely right. There's a theory that I certainly agree with, that the Fed is continuing to fight against the Biden administration because, whatever reason, Jerome Powell is not factoring in perhaps this excessive spending and this assault on our domestic energy. What level of interest rates is actually going to lower our domestic energy costs? And if all the while he's trying to curb the supply of money, they're adding another 1.7 trillion, which, by the way, is a $2 trillion deficit. Adding $2 trillion to our deficit. That's the plan.
Wow.
That the Democrats want their last hurrah to be based upon, and the Republicans in the Senate that are for this are just wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's on top of the $5 trillion already borrowed, right?
Oh, sure. It certainly is.
And adding to the deficit. Congressman, it's good to see you. Thanks very much. Of course, we'll be watching all of the developments. Dan Meuser joining us this morning in Washington. Thank you, sir.